Good morning. Do you feel like singing a little Peter, Paul, and Mary? Hymn number 221 out of the gray hymnal, Light One Candle. I'd invite you to rise in body and our spirit. Let's sing together. And if you're joining us online, you'll find the lyrics posted in the chat.
Good morning. Welcome to the Olympia Unitarian Universalist Congregation worship service. We welcome each of you to this celebration of love and to this congregation. The OUUC community comes together in the mutual promises and possibilities of our covenant. We envision an interconnected world that is loving, just, and healthy. We commit to live out our mission to welcome and wonder, embrace and empower, bridge and become. We are so glad that you are here. My name is Alicia Seegers-Martinelli. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a member of the worship arts team. Leading worship with me today is our minister, Reverend Mary Gear, Troy Fisher, our music director, and Sarah Lewis, our director of community and faith development. We have a few logistics to cover this morning. The service is being recorded and streamed live on Zoom and YouTube, almost combined those two. For those of you here in the sanctuary, you can see subtitles on the screen behind me. Children of all ages are welcome in the sanctuary. There's a space here if you'd like a comfy chair or space to spread out, and there's also nursery care in the classroom wing. We are a multi-generational community, and we value everyone, so welcome. We are grateful for the many hands that helped make worship happen this morning. Thank you to the ushers and the greeters, to the kitchen crew, the cookie bakers, and all who contribute in so many ways. After the service, everyone will have a chance to discuss reflection questions offered by Reverend Mary. For those of you online, we invite you into a virtual coffee chat. For those in person, please feel free to stay for coffee and conversation in the commons. And don't forget that today is the day to get your holiday cookie box after the service. They are delicious. All funds raised will go to the Kitchen Fund, which provides coffee and hospitality all year long. At 11:30 after the coffee chat, please return to the main room or sanctuary, the main Zoom room or the sanctuary, for a forum of the OUUC Board of Trustees and the Capital Campaign Committee. And last, a reminder that we will have 2 candlelight services at OUUC on Christmas Eve, and a service chock full of singing on Christmas morning, with the best holiday wishes for all of us. There are many things happening here at OUUC, from a variety of groups to Thursday community dinners and spiritual practices to study and action groups. Check out the Tuesday electronic update or the website for the most up-to-date information. Now, let us open our hearts and minds as we prepare for worship. Welcome, everyone. It is so good to be together. This Sunday morning, and every Sunday morning, we join Unitarian Universalist congregations around the world in lighting a chalice, the symbol of our faith tradition. Please join me as we light our chalices together with these words adapted from Ariel Hunt Brondwyn. Flaming chalice, symbol of our living tradition, we kindle you for light.
Light in this darkest season of the year, light to reveal the sources of greed and hate among us, light to guide our way forward together.
Chalice flame, we kindle you for love.
Love, to keep our hands and hearts warm in the wintry cold. Love, to comfort us as our hearts break for the pain of the world. Love, to bring us into community so we may grow stronger together.
Chalice flame, we kindle you for hope.
Hope that the sun will shine again. Hope that one day soon peace will prevail. Hope that we may build the beloved community together.
For light, love, and hope, we kindle our flame this day. Today marks the 4th Sunday in the season of Advent. We light a 4th candle for love with these words from Reverend Erica Hewitt. Every Sunday during Advent, we've woven the lighting of the wreath into our worship life at OUUC. Advent comes from the Latin verb advenire, which means to draw near. By lighting one more candle on our Advent wreath each week, we make visible our spirit of waiting and of expectation. The first candle we lit in the name of hope, not just what we long for, but our trust for the best within us to rise and to grace the many endings and beginnings of our lives. We lit the second candle in the name of peace, the courage to soften and to cultivate our ability to stay present in difficult moments. We lit the third candle in the name of joy, the abiding faith that joy unfolds whenever we're able to enter and consent to the practice of opening to possibility. And this morning, we light the fourth candle in our Advent wreath in the name of love, as an invitation for the holy to dwell within us, deepening our capacity to love and to be watchful of love's presence among us. May we open to the love that awaits us in the weeks to come as we prepare to bring new possibilities to life. May love guide us and be a creating force in our lives.
Good morning. I'm the Reverend Mary Gear, and I use she, her pronouns. This evening begins the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights. Our opening words are adapted from a UU Hanukkah Blessing by Lorenzo Bassman. We honor the great mystery of the universe, the source of all, which deemed everything sacred by its power to unite us and to give us the radiance that we bring forth together. We celebrate the spirit of life, wellspring of all that we perceive and imagine as we look upon with reverence the wondrous great fortune which has been bestowed upon our ancestors throughout antiquity. We cherish the wonder of each thing, the order of the universe that binds us together with all of nature, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this season. Come, let us worship together.
Let's sing together hymn number 226 out of the gray hymnal, People Look East. I invite you to rise in body and or spirit. And those of you joining us online, you can find the lyrics posted in the chat.
Each month at OUUC, we explore a different theme. And we are now beginning a new practice of inviting a congregant to speak on that theme each month. This month's theme in December is Refuge. And today we will hear from congregant Tim Ransom his thoughts on the theme of the month.
Refuge means to me a concept of security, basically. The idea that whether it be a physical space or a psychological one or even a spiritual one, that you're in a place where you feel comfortable. Because you feel secure, you can relax and feel centered and perhaps grow in some ways you can't under more stressful circumstances. I learned about what refuge really meant and could mean to me from being with, I don't want to use the word observing, though of course I was, but being with the folks who inhabited first Camp Quixote and then Quixote Village. And what our job was about at that time was to provide them a physical refuge, a house in Quixote Village with a key that turned and for a lock. And I learned that over time, providing that allowed folks to become more centered and to see themselves as able to grow, to make change, in many cases, resume the more secure life that they had once had. But that wasn't sufficient, as it turned out. The physical space wasn't. That we also had to facilitate providing or creating a psychological, mental, and as I say, even spiritual space as well. I think Refuge is asking all of us to keep that feature of change in front of us as well. For us to truly become a welcoming community, us being OUUC, is huge. That we need to constantly come out of our refuge to welcome others that we may perceive even as a threat. Our call, our mission around Refuge, I think, is to engage in the ways that we can to expand the circle of our refuge, the community for me, the community that I find that in through the actions, the kinds of things we can do. Each one of us has our own skill sets and our own limitations, but all together as a community, we add up to a pretty strong body of effort when we put our minds to it, or our money, or our planning, and we can do incredible things.
Children of the earth, we have come to sing to each other, sing with each other songs of our Mother Earth. Children of the earth, autumn soon will breathe its last breath, and quick will its death bear witness to winter's birth.
Each Sunday, we express our gratitude by joining together in service to our community and to something greater than ourselves. The offering collected here does two things. It supports the ongoing good work of OUUC, which is also supported by our regular pledges. And the offering supports an organization that serves our community in harmony with our Unitarian Universalist values. For the months of November and December, our Share the Plate recipient is Olympia Books to Prisoners. Olympia Books to Prisoners works to offset the dehumanizing effects of incarceration by sending quality used books free of charge to prisoners all over the United States. They aim to foster a love of reading behind bars and encourage the autonomous, self-directed pursuit of knowledge. You can participate in the offering by making a donation online through the church website or by texting the number that will appear on the screen. You can also mail a check to OUUC or place your offering in one of the baskets that the ushers will bring around. In this holiday season, when the spirit of giving abounds, let us remember that our community partners continue to need our financial support. May the offering now be generously given as it is gratefully received.
A lamp that kept on burning, a miracle they say, but the world has kept on turning. Are there miracles today? Everyone who lights a candle has a bit of ancient spark. We are miracles lighting up the dark. We are lights, lights of memory, remembering times gone by. We are glowing, growing miracles. We are lights. We are lights. We are lights, shining on and on. A row of burning candles shines lights upon your face, linking you and me and all of us to a far-off holy place. But the blazing of these candles is not the only light. Look at all of us shining here tonight. We are lights, lights of memory, remembering times gone by. We are glowing, we are growing miracles. We are lights, we are lights, we are lights, shining on. We are lights, shining on and on.
Thank you for your generous gifts. We came together this morning bringing all that is in our lives. Let's open our hearts to the complexity of life as we place stones in the water of our community. You will hear a drum beat as we share the complexity of our lives today. It brings into our awareness that our individual hearts beat, and together we create the heartbeat of our community. So right now, let's just all take a deep breath together, in and out. And let's open our hearts to receive the complexity of all that is in our lives and in our community today. We extend our hearts to our Jewish siblings around the world as Hanukkah begins this evening. In another time of anti-Semitism, we once again affirm the inherent worth and dignity of all people and our connection to our ancestors in the Jewish tradition. May we relish the miracle of the light. Happy Hanukkah. For those online, I invite you to share from your heart by placing what you wish in the chat. This is a time to share everything that is in your heart. Those in the sanctuary can see your sharing on the screen. For those in person today, I invite you to come forward if there is something you would like to share, to bring into this community. You may place a stone in the water as you hold your sharing in your heart. Let's hear the drumbeat of our community as we reach out our hearts in love and care to all who share in whatever way today. We place a stone in the water for all that has been shared online shared from the heart. And one more stone placed in the water for all that we hold in our hearts and that remains unspoken. I invite you now into a time of contemplation. Please be in whatever way is comfortable for you for prayer and meditation. Many people sit. Infinite web of life, spirit of love, mystery that dwells in darkness. In this moment of stillness, may we remember to breathe, for there is always a call to motion. In this moment of silence, may we remember to listen deeply, for there is always a still, small voice. In this moment of holiness, may we remember to reach out, for there is always connection. In this moment, let us be in silence together.
Let's remain seated and sing together hymn number 1034, De Noche. This song is meant to be sung in whichever language is most comfortable for you. It's written in Spanish, English, French, Italian, and German, with many repetitions. So I'll sing it through once, and then as you feel comfortable, join with me in whichever language you want to do. By night we hasten in darkness to search for the living water. Only our thirst leads us onward. Only our thirst
Today's reading is in celebration of the Winter Solstice by Stephanie Noble. Do not be afraid of the darkness. Dark is the rich, fertile earth that cradles the seed, nourishing growth. Dark is the soft night that cradles us to rest. Only in darkness can stars shine across the vastness of space. Only in darkness is the moon's dance so clear. There is mystery woven in the darkness and quiet hours. There is magic in the darkness. Do not be afraid. We are born of this magic. It fills our dreams that root, unravel, and reweave themselves in the shelter of the deep, dark night. The dark has its own hue, its own resonance, its own breath. It fills our soul, not with despair, but with promise. Dark is the gestation of our deep and knowing self. Dark is the cave where we rest and renew our soul. We are born of the darkness, and each night we return to the deep, moist womb of our beginnings. Do not be afraid of the darkness, for in the depth of that very darkness comes a first glimpse of our own light, the pure inner light of love and knowing. As it glows and grows, the darkness recedes. As we shed our light, we shed our fear and revel in the wonder of all that is revealed. So do not rush the coming of the sun. Do not crave the lengthening of the day. Celebrate the darkness. Here and now, a time of richness, a time of joy.
Children of the earth, can you feel the air getting cold as darkness takes hold and sleep covers Mother Earth? Children of the earth, we have come to sit in the darkness, breathe in the silence, think of our Mother Earth.
This is a week of holidays and holy days. Tonight begins the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights. All over the world, people will light candles and tell the ancient story of the lamp that burned for 8 days when there was only enough oil for one night. In the refuge of that ancient temple, there was the miracle of the light. Next weekend, many all over the world will celebrate the Christian holiday of Christmas. We are in the season of Advent. We lit the Advent candles, waiting for the light of the world. On Christmas Eve, we will gather here and online. We'll gather in the darkness to tell ancient stories and light candles. And in a few days, we will mark the winter solstice, the shortest day and longest night of the year. We enter into that darkness with hope and trust that the light will return again. As we celebrate these holy days, may we honor the darkness as well as the light. We cannot experience light without the dark. Our reading reminds us that only in darkness can stars shine across the vastness of space. Only in darkness is the moon's dance so clear. So don't be afraid of the dark. Darkness is relief from the harsh light and scorching sun. Darkness is an invitation to refuge, to rest, to remember our hopes, to dream. It is in the darkness of the earth and in the darkness of the womb that new life begins. It is in the darkness that new possibilities come to life. What new life, new possibilities are waiting in you? So come, sit in the darkness, breathe in the silence as we enter into a guided meditation inspired by the words of Sherry Woodbury and Cynthia Fredo. Please be in whatever way you are comfortable for reflection and prayer. Many people sit in stillness. Settle and relax wherever you are. Relax your body, your shoulders and neck, arms and hands, your core, your legs and feet. You may wish to close your eyes and shut out the distraction of the light, or soften your gaze. Take a few deep breaths in and out as we begin. With your vision softened, your eyes closed, notice what your other senses are telling you. Notice your body. Release any areas of tension that you notice. Breathe in, breathe out. You may notice sensations in your body like tingling, a muscle twitching, a tickle on your skin, your clothing against your body. Whatever comes to your awareness, welcome it. It's okay. Just acknowledge it in the silence. Notice what your senses are telling you. Turn your attention to the sounds around you. What do you notice? I hear the sweet sound of young life here in the sanctuary. You may hear your own breathing or that of anyone around you. You might hear a growling stomach, yours or someone else's, waiting for cookies. You may hear shuffling, restlessness, your own or someone else's. You might hear a car passing in the street, rain falling on the roof. Just acknowledge these outside sounds, and let's turn our focus inward. Thoughts may float across your consciousness and your mind. Just let them float on by. Feelings may bubble up from some place deep within you. You don't have to name the feeling or put any words to it. Just notice if there is anything there for you in that feeling. Is it telling you something? Welcome it with gentle acceptance. Now imagine that your body and mind are filled with darkness and silence, like the deep, dark night in the wilderness or in the dark of a forest. Let that darkness fill your mind and flow through your body. Take comfort in that stillness, in the restfulness of that place within you. Just rest into this inner darkness, knowing that you are safe in this moment. You can simply be here. Breathe in and out. In the darkness and stillness within you, sense the healing power of your body, the amazing ability of our soft animal bodies to create new cells, to create health and restore balance. In the darkness and stillness within, sense the creative powers of our minds and of our hearts. From the mysterious inner regions comes all poetry and all music. From the inner dark emerges sculpture and dance, all the art and culture of humanity. In the darkness and stillness within, sense a connection to all that is, and to the bright chalice flame that fuels our passion for justice. In the darkness, sense consciousness itself, the great unsolved mystery of science which resides in the deep unknown of ourselves. Breathe in and out. Rest a while longer in this darkness with humility and awe and gratitude for all the powers of darkness within yourself. As we rest in darkness and stillness, I offer this prayer. To the weaver of molecules, the spinner of stars, the impulse that gives birth to the universe, to earth, to us. In the deepest, darkest night of our wintered souls, we wrap ourselves in a blanket of sadness and grief, doubts and concerns, fears and questions, and look out from wondering eyes toward the light. Each luminescent ray will help us see more clearly the embers of love and of hope and of possibility that dwells within each one of us. The womb which holds our becoming has been one of struggle and transformation. In the deepest, darkest night of our wintered souls, we wait for the source of all being to create within us the change that is necessary for rebirth. Spring will come again. May we be ready for emergence and unfolding into the light. Reawakened, renewed, reborn, loved. Amen. Let's be in silence for a moment together.
Let's rise in body and our spirit and sing together hymn number 55, Dark of Winter. The lyrics will be posted in the chat. Dark of winter, soft and still, your quiet calm surrounds me. Let my thoughts go where they will, ease my mind profoundly, and then my soul will sing a song.
Please remain standing as we extinguish our chalice, and if you have a candle or chalice online, join us as we extinguish our chalice with these words from our reading by Stephanie Noble. Do not be afraid of the darkness, for in the depth of that very darkness comes the first glimpse of our own light, the pure inner light of love and knowing. As it glows and grows, the darkness recedes. As we shed our light, we shed our fear and revel in the wonder of all that is revealed. Take the light of our chalice with you as we move in peace.